Ladies and gentlemen, so welcome back to our weekly episode of Planet Through Ascendants. And today we're going to be doing Sun in the 12th house in the sign of Taurus for Gemini ascendant people. And what happens when Sun is in the 12th house in the sign of Taurus. And as always, if you do not know where your Sun is placed, what sign it's in, what house it's in, all your other planetary alignments, all the other details, for that check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, including all my consultations at this link. So today we're doing Sun in the 12th house. Now this is obviously, as you know, is different from my Sun in house and Sun in sign series, because we're taking Sun, putting it in a certain house in a certain sign now. And Sun rules a certain house now. So we got to be able to learn to how to read that. So as you know, Sun rules the 3rd house for Gemini ascendant people with its sign of Leo, the fixed sign. And now Sun is in Taurus, another fixed sign. So the value of Sun is not changing. Sun likes to keep things steady, fixed, routine. But 3rd house is the house of skills of hands, information, media, marketing, sales, writing, communication, telecommunication. It's your siblings. It's the people that are near and dear to you. And that's what 3rd house represents. So now the 3rd lord is in the 12th house. What is the 12th house? The 12th house represents foreign lands, places far away across the sea, represents isolation, hospitals, jails, asylums, monasteries, sanctuaries, spiritual sanctuaries. 12th house is a house of your spiritual subconscious. It's the astral world. Anything which is isolated, something where you have to go into isolation, is the 12th house. So what is happening and what is Sun? Sun, as you know, represents your power, your self-esteem, your ego. It's part of your personality. Sun represents your father, authorities, government. So what happens with all these scenarios when Sun is in the 12th house? And also, what is the sign of Taurus where Sun is placed in? See, Taurus represents value, assets, what we want to accumulate, what we want to hoard. Because Taurus is the original 2nd house value. 2nd house is also family, family lineage, family assets. It's your wealth and savings. And Taurus represents culture, arts, foods, all the things that you enjoy, pretty much pleasure. The things that you enjoy is the things that you value. So that is represented by the sign of Taurus. And what this shows is that your younger siblings, first of all, will enjoy a wealthy life in foreign lands. That's the first thing we notice here, because 3rd house represents a younger sibling. At the same time, it shows that your skills, whether it's your creative skills, your technical skills of hands, will either make you work from isolation or will take you to foreign lands because of your skills. And your personality, your ego, will develop in foreign lands or working behind the scenes in isolated places. So the more you are confined in an isolated place and you're using your skill to do things and you're finding value in it, that's what's going to develop who you are. That's what the light of the ego is going to burn. Because right now Sun is on Earth. Sun really doesn't enjoy being in earth signs as much. It likes being in fire sign. It's like being in air signs, because Sun is fire. So the fire expands. In air, Sun's fire again expands, because air, pushes the brush fire, spreads it far along. So in earth, Sun becomes a bit more practical, bit more about the realistic things of life. How do I find value in this? How do I find enjoyment in this? How much will I get out of this? So what this person is, they want their skill level to really go towards something which is more practical, something which will be able to give them some resources right away. So these people may, become skilled in, let's say, finance. They may become skilled in selling, like being a salesman, selling jewelry, import export, because third house is travel, 12th house is taking things to foreign places. So whenever the third and 12th house are connected, or 12th and 9th house are connected, we can see somebody might be doing import export. Your father travels a lot, does a lot of short distance and long distance travel with the sun. But at the same time, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, and it's the first sign that is ruled by Venus, shows that one becomes quite good of a chef in foreign places, or becomes a chef in general. Because what is chef? Chef is working from isolation. It's behind the scenes in a confined space while everybody out there is enjoying. So chef is preparing the food. And food is seen from the second house, because you intake of food, which is the sign of Taurus. And Venus represents pleasure. Something that you eat and you feel like, this is amazing. This was a great sushi, or a great steak, or great tandoori chicken. Venus loves that. Venus likes to eat the grapes while on the throne, like a princess or queen. So what these guys want to do, they want to provide that value with their skills of hands while either working behind the scenes or in a foreign place. But because of the fact third house is also your communication, shows communication transforms itself into something creative from behind the scenes. So you can see like music producers from this as well. People who want to work behind the scenes, or like direct, fashion designers. People naturally are inclined to do things practically, yet at the same time, things that will be enjoyable, will be a leisure. And in a way, this can also represent like strip clubs. If you want to go take it that far, it's 12th house, isolation, and sexual behaviors, because 12th house is bed pleasure. Third house is 8th from the 8th. So again, represents things that are sexual, or things that are hidden underneath and nobody's able to see it. So your skills and your movement, which is the third house, in the 12th house, shows one can either own a strip club, or one can be a stripper themselves, because they're enjoying and they're using their skills of hands and body and movement to give people pleasure behind the scenes. And the reason why I can say this is because I actually came up at somebody's horoscope who had this particular sun. Because remember, to be like a stripper or dancer, your third house has to be very strong. Third house is movement. You got to be able to move your body. And 8th house and the 12th house represents the sexual behaviors of a human being. So it all depends, how the moon is behaving. Is moon troubled? Is moon really thinking that exposing the body and seeking pleasure is the way to go? Or is the moon strong enough to say, well, I can actually cook with my hands? Or moon may actually show one can kill with their hands and can land them into jail in the 12th house. So all of these things are possible. But remember, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Sun is debilitated in the sign of Libra, ruled by Venus. But Taurus is far away from Libra. So the dignity of Sun is not being lost. So you will not have somebody who will quickly give into, bad indulgence. This is a person, it's an earth sign. They are going to be able to hold on to their beliefs. Now, whatever their beliefs are, is all dependent upon how they are raised. And that's where you judge the third house, you judge the sun, the aspects on it, the conjunctions on it, or the yogas being created on it, to see if there is some, something happening there. But mainly what this shows is that your intelligence and your skills and your communication happens from behind the scenes in isolation in foreign lands, through which you'll be able to seek pleasure. You will seek pleasure and attain assets by going far away and using your skills of hands in a distant place or behind the scenes. Okay? So guys, this is my analysis of Sun in the 12th house in the sign of Taurus. If you're a Gemini ascendant person, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Sun is placed, all my other the reports, books, consultation, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.